What's going on, guys? It's Nick Sanchez, your car guy here, back at it again with another quick review. But before getting into the video, shout out to Roger Beasley Mazda South here in South Austin for giving me a chance to use the vehicle. If you do live in the Austin area and in the market for a car, feel free to check out our website at mazdasouth.com, and I'll leave the link in the description down below. But today, 2020 Ford Mustang Premium Ecoboost Convertible. Let me go ahead and read off some of the specs here. It's going to be 20 city, 28 highway. It's going to have that turbo 2.0-liter 4-cylinder, pumping about 310 ponies at 5,500 RPM with a curb weight of 3,642 and 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. It is a convertible as well, so that's always nice. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the walk around. Let's go ahead and start from the rear. This Mustang is going to be in this beautiful Oxford white with the black top. You do have 17-inch wheels, and overall a very clean vehicle. Let's go ahead and pop to the front. Nice lower grille, nice lower valance as well. LED lights, and you got some vents here. I believe they're just cosmetic though. I don't believe they're fully functional. Well, at least I don't think so. Let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, maybe. What do you guys think? Anyways, we got lower side valance right here. This one has nice tinting. Let's go ahead and peep around the back. Overall, very clean. Got a peek at the backup camera and a nice pony emblem. Go ahead and check out the trunk. Overall, looks like you have some decent space back here. I mean, it goes in pretty deep. And this will have the spare. I think my only issue is the opening's pretty tiny, so it's not like you're going to be able to stuff bigger things in there. But overall, I mean, if you're going to the store, you should have plenty of space. And here's an overall shot of the engine bay. Nothing too crazy, just, you know, a simple little engine cover that says Ecoboost. 2.3 liter, and yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the V8, but here's the overall shot of it. Right before getting inside, looks like we do have the touch keyless entry system right there. Let's go ahead and take a peek into the back seats. Little back bucket seats, leather seating. We do have the power seats with lumbar support, left hand side, the controllers for the windows, and then this nice Mustang emblem down below. Alright, let's go ahead and take a seat on inside. Okay, so we are behind the wheel of the Mustang. We do have the controllers to the radio, additional controllers right here for the cruise control, controllers for the menus on this side. You do have your Bluetooth. Nice chrome Mustang logo in the center, and then we do have the paddle shifters peeking out back here. Zooming in into the gauges, we do have your RPM gauge, coolant gauge. Right hand side, you do have your fuel as well as your speedometer, and in the center, just a general trip A, trip B, fuel history, fuel economy. Just kind of browsing through these real quick for you guys. Different gauge modes, so it shows some additional air temperature, engine oil pressure, engine oil temperature, trans oil temperature, voltage. See distance to empty, digital speedometer, tire pressure. So you do have additional features here. Gauge details, so your air to fuel ratio, boost, vacuum, cylinder head temperature, inlet air temperature, engine oil pressure. So you got plenty of choices there to kind of see what's going on with your Mustang. You do have some apps for the track, so that's always cool. As you can see right there, lap timer and so forth. Driver assistance, you do have the auto engine off, rear 8 park, and then you also have some additional settings. So yeah, you can get pretty in-depth as far as different options here for you. Cool. Okay, peeking at the center setup, you do have your air conditioned vents up above. And then here's your infotainment center, and it's pretty straightforward. This is touchscreen, which is always nice. And you got the audio, climate, phone, apps, and settings right there. And then let's see what I was going to mess with. It's the different functions down here. So that's your skid control, and then you got your emergency lights as well as the different drive modes. So when I'm messing with that, on the dash right there, steering, you got normal, sport, and comfort. There's an additional button right next to it that says mode. So when I toggle that, you'll see different drive modes: normal, sport plus, track, drag strip, snow, wet. So, and that was oops, let me zoom out here for you. That was that mode button right there. Let's go ahead and go back to the infotainment center. Everything's pretty straightforward here. Let's check out the apps. So you can connect to devices, settings, and then you got your Bluetooth and those additional features right there. Panning down below, looks like you have the hard buttons to the actual stereo system. And below that, you do have ventilated seats, which is always nice, especially here in Texas. Heated seats, and then the rest of the buttons for the AC. Down below is the push start, and below that, the USB port for your phone. An additional let me get this out of the way. An additional charging port, little cubby for your phone, and then let's go ahead and show you an actual shot of the key fob. In the center of that is your shifter. And that's pretty much it for the center. And for the center console, we have a couple of cup holders. My coffee's in one of them. Center glove box. It looks like we got a USB port right here, and then an additional port right there. Nothing too crazy, and then maybe like a little tray for some coins. And just a nice little area for your goodies. Passenger side, nothing too crazy. You got Mustang 55 years logo on the passenger side, which is always cool. You got a glove box that locks, and there you go. It's a glove box. Of course, the most important feature on the convertible top. So to access this, there's this handle. You just push it down, turn it to unlock it, and then there is a button here. You just hold that, the windows roll down, convertible top comes down. Pretty straightforward. You're good to go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it back up because it's like 100 degrees here in Texas today. Same process, you just hold the button. I'm gonna try to attempt to do this with one hand. Bring it down. Oh, twist it, push it up, and your windows come up. And then there's also an additional bigger button window, which brings up these little third windows in the back. So that was kind of weird, but that's there. Okay, so I finally decided to upgrade and get a holder, a suction cup holder for the phone. That way my phone isn't just flying all around the dashboard. So I'm kind of worried if this is actually going to work or not. This camera's shaking like crazy. But we're taking it on the test drive. Kind of interested. I've always had, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I've always found it interesting that Mustang, or Ford, came out with the Mustang that was a 4-cylinder with a turbo. I think when I first heard about it, I was kind of skeptical. I've heard decent things about these things, but this is actually going to be my first time driving it. We got some random skateboarder in the middle of the street. So what we're going to do is take it on the back roads here in right behind the dealership here in South Austin, and then take it on the feeder road just to accelerate a little bit and feel that 310 horsepower, pumping out this 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine. Coming to a stop. Now overall, Mustang has always had a classic look, classic design, very sporty, very aggressive. So the looks are there definitely for this vehicle. The Oxford white, it's nice. I'm much more of a darker gray, or a darker blue type of dude myself, but the white's nice. It's always nice to have it in a state like Texas where it's just hot. And the interior, for the most part, these seats are pretty comfortable. I mean, I figure it has plenty of cushion, and let me just see, this is going to stop shaking for you. Plenty of cushion, and overall, I mean, I have no problems. I feel like I can do a road trip easy in these seats. And let's go ahead and come around to the feeder road right here. The convertible top, that's always nice, except when it's 100 degrees right now. So I'm pretty sure the experience is pretty pleasurable. Unfortunately, right now it's summertime, so if it was like the fall or the spring, it'd be perfect weather to have that top down. Not usually a fan of the automatic, but we're just gonna go ahead and take it out, see how it feels. I feel like this camera's shaking like crazy, so my apologies. That makes you motion sick. All right, so let's go ahead and push it. We're now about 40 miles an hour, 50. Okay, so that had some relatively decent pickup. Nothing too crazy. Of course, you didn't have that sound of that monstrous V8. It was a little bit more subtle than that. So that makes me a little worried because it's not, you know, that old school American muscle sound. But overall, it picked up fine. I can see this being a great commuter car. I mean, if you're not wanting to just buy the V8 and just spend money on gas like that, take it here in the turn. But for 20 city, 28 highway, that's relatively decent for a you know, for a coupe. Take it up this hill real quick and try to punch it. Oh, and there goes the camera. Okay, so let me get this resituated here. Okay, that was embarrassing. So I can't use that little suction cup mount for the video. All right, so we're coming back to a turn, and overall that was pretty decent little drive. Up next is I'm going to pull over to the dealership, and I'm going to go ahead and get my final thoughts. Okay, so we are back at the dealership. Overall, I think this was a decent little driver, a daily driver, as far as commuting with the 20 city, 28 highway. So you're not killing it on gas. Of course, you don't have that monstrous V8, that monstrous sound at least. You have the 2.4 or 2.3 liter turbo. So I'm a purist. I like the V8s. I like the manual transmission. But if you're looking strictly for a commuter, but you want to have a sporty little car at the same time, I think this is a good pickup. So if you are in the market, just look for the cleanest vehicle you can, and you know, try to save from one that's highly modified. That way you know what you're going to get. All right, folks, so once again, shout out to Roger Beasley Mazda South here in South Austin. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and I'll see you guys next time.